Okay, unfortunately I've actually got into battle here, so what we're actually going to do is, because we've actually got stock on board here, I'm actually going to use evasive manoeuvres to evade them. The basic rule here is just basically use as few moves as possible to keep the biggest distance possible. So what I'm going to do here is a right turn forward using the tides, that'll put me there, and then I'll do another left turn and a forward using the whirlpool, and that'll get me into this whirlpool here. The whirlpools has acted like getting some extra distance between me and the ship. Obviously they're heading towards me, so you've got to keep moving as fast as possible. So I'm going to do a left after a space and then just do two forwards to try and actually get my distance further up. Again, you can take auto off to make the moves you want, like in this case straight ahead as I've done. The best thing to do here is basically look for tides and see which ones you might be able to utilise. So I'm going to head towards this lot here to try and push me further to the right hand side of the board. I do need some straights first. If you are good at multitasking, you can actually use sails at the same time as battle navving. So I've now got a reasonable distance. All you have to do is actually wait 10 turns before you actually need to actually able to get out of battle, assuming you don't get hit. The more hits you get, obviously your damage will go up, but it will also take longer before you're actually able to escape from the battle. Don't worry about how far you are away, as long as you've got a good distance you will be fine. Again, you may want to flick between stations as well, so I'm now hopping off battle nav onto sails to try and get more moves. And then you just click when you need to move that move, like I've just done there. It is harder, obviously, battle navving while sailing at the same time, unless you get really used to it, because you're trying to do two things at once, when normally you would just be concentrating on the battle nav. Again, the bigger the ship, the harder this is to actually do yourself. So there you go, I'm actually into the tides now there. And that's, as you can see, giving me bigger distance between where I am and where the enemy ship is. Okay, now I'm actually getting some more moves back. I'm actually going to put it on auto, and I'm going to go back to battle nav mode itself. Purely and simply, you can see more what you're actually doing as a result. So there you can see the ship's there, I'm here, and I can do a left, a right, a forward to actually get some more distance, and again start making forwards again on this occasion. So that'll be a left, a right, a forward, so I'll end up there. You can see now that the disengaging 3 is there for us and the big ones that we're actually fighting. That's now gone down to 2. The best thing to do is keep an eye on that. You now know they only have 2 turns to actually get to us, so if they did the most direct route, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, if we didn't move at all, they would only just be able to hit us after the second turn if they used all 4 moves up at the same time. So now, because we're more than 4 spots away, we can actually get away next turn after this turns out, and then we're out of battle navigation mode. The reason I don't use cannons is because the idea is to be as far as possible away from the opposing ship. And now we can see the disengage has actually come up, so we can disengage.